Hey everybody, thanks for checking out my video. I'll just try to show things I think you guys might like. Reviews, cool stuff that I have, builds I have going on. I got a lot of those. I have a bad habit of not finishing things. I'm great at starting them though, so that's something. Today I want to show you guys my Peterbilt 352 project. This is kind of a sad story, so get your tissues. I bought this, or I didn't buy this. I've had this truck for many years. This is an original issue. I started this back in 2014 or 15 when my girlfriend was living with me, and I actually had a lot of drive to build models. I wasn't feeling so bad back then. And I decided to do quite a bit of modifications to it. I'm going to build it, or I was building it, exactly like the box art with modifications. I've had all kinds of custom work done. I made a lot of custom parts. I'm sure quite a few of you know what the Peterbilt 352 looks like, so I'm not going to bore you with that. Let's see here. Some vinyl mud flaps to put on it. If I do, these look like they're getting kind of messed up. Yeah. Everything sits, so it starts to go bad. I guess the first thing I'll talk about is the cab. And this is the sad part. I took this cab, I cut the doors out, I added the door jambs, I had the doors on it. A friend of mine that is a very good builder offered to paint the cab for me. And I hate painting. That's the most least fun part of it for me. So, I mean, I had really gone out in this thing. I had polished the roof. It was just glass smooth. Put the appropriate holes for the lights. Just did a ton of work to this cab. And he painted it. And he's a more of a perfectionist than I am. And it was, to me, it looked awesome. It had the Gulf orange, blue, and white paint job with the stripes that point down in the front. And he didn't like it after 2 years of waiting. So he shot primer over everything. That just bummed me out like you don't even know. I couldn't believe that. I would have taken it as it was. You know, looked pretty great to me. So now it has to go in the Castrol super clean to be stripped. But just another step, I guess you'd say. Okay, on to the bottom here. On the interior, did a lot of modifications. If you see these here, what these are tubes for the cab hinges to slide up into. And the reason I did it this way is I wanted to make hinges that look accurate. But I also wanted it to where I could take the cab off as I'm building it to make adjustments, changes, whatever I needed to. Okay. The interior was modified to allow for the opening doors. And all I've done is I've added some sheet plastic on the bottom, sanded it nice and smooth. Once it's painted, you won't even be able to tell. This allowed me to glue the step pockets right to the bottom. and that way they line up perfect when I put the interior in. Had to build a little extra part of the front wall here, a little bit right there on the side, because you see all that when you open the door. Added these, a little bit right here. So there's that. I'll show you how it lines up. There's no stop, so you kind of got to fiddle with it. You see the step pockets line up. Floor lines up. I can make it more perfect. I'll show you how my hinges work. My little tie rod broke. I gotta glue that back together. Alright. So we look at the chassis here. What I've done is I've taken brass, formed it into a C, took round styrene, put on the bottom of a square piece, or yeah, a little square piece. Make sure you guys can see that. And what I do is I just take those and I slide them get in there. Slide them up in those pockets, and then you have more accurate looking cab hinges instead of the ones that are on the front bumper, which to me always seem kind of cheesy. Plus, it's so much easier to mount the cab this way. Let's see. Still has full tilt capability. And then, you know, you figure, oh wait, I got to take the cab back off because I forgot to do something. Well, hot darn, look at that. Went ahead and made the AMT fully functional, AMT steering. As you can see here. I would do it with the other side, but the tie rod came off. We can do it. Yeah. Got some Detroit diesel green from Scale Finishes, and it's way too light. So I'm going to have to either mix a little blue with it or something. But it was going to be Detroit green. Instead, it's a pale green. I don't know why I continued assembling it. All right. One of the neat little things I did on the suspension, one thing I hate is airbags with a big seam on them. They're a pain to clean. It doesn't look right after you do unless you're really, really super careful. So I figured, and the ones in this kit look like crap. They're like mismolded and they just look like crap. So what I did, I used my thinking pod. I went to the hardware store and I bought these. Little rubber O-rings. I guess you can use them on anything. I then went to my lathe and I machined 4 new little top plates, and I cut from tube, aluminum tube, the center that goes down the middle of the bags. That just keeps them out. You know, it gives you something to glue them to and this and that. And then you just put the O-rings on and you got double bellow airbags. Something else I did. This is kind of cheesy, but it adds detail. I made a new headliner out of clay. It's a modeler's clay. It once it dries, it gets real hard. Added the button tufting. I machined the dome light from aluminum. It's got a little radio on there right now. Still a long ways to go, but fits the cab great. It only goes up to the sleeper wall because you can't see the roof behind the sleeper wall. And the reason I made this is because, you know, when you look in the cab with the doors open, you see that the roof has holes in it from the lights, and so it adds a little extra detail. I can't win with this damn light. Gives you an idea what it looks like. Just using the AMT wheels on this build. It is getting tires from Jamie. It's getting my drive hubs. The heck is that camera? I made these drive hubs a good while back. Is that one missing a lug nut? Looks like it is. I mean, it's not. And I guess I'm biased, but I like mine the best. Simply because I think they're the most accurate. Not just being, I'm better at everything. Because I know I'm not. There's some guys in the group that kick my butt. Let's see what else is interesting so far on here. Bumper sanded smooth, filled. I got to add the bolt detail back to it, and then it'll get shot with Molotow chrome. The doors. The reason Hunter removed the doors from the cab is because he wasn't happy with the hinges I put on it. To him, they looked too big. And they were, I guess. They're a little big. They're the brass micromark hinges that you can get. But he wanted to put the model car garage hinges on it. And if you look on his channel, he has videos showing my cab doing that. He only did them on one door. But I think he sent that back to me. They're here somewhere. I'm just bummed out about it, I guess. And then something else I had made was, I noticed that AMT didn't mold the lip around the headlights. So I had a good friend make me the lip with the bolt detail out of brass. And you just bend them around the curve. It'll look way better when it's painted, part of the cab. I got some really cool airlines from Earl Miller. I believe that's his name. ModelTruckBuilder.com. I've had these for a long time, but they're really nice airlines. The guy does a really good job on the airlines. Puts the connectors on the ends, gives you the springs to hang them. Just really nice. So it's getting those. It's getting the same tires that I'm putting on my wrecker build, which are, one's turning white. I think that comes off though. We'll wash it off. These are Bridgestones that I had a good friend draw up in 3D. He had it printed in hard plastic. I sent it to Jamie, and now Jamie casts them in rubber. They have awesome tread detail. Great sidewall detail. Both sides. That'll be the drives. Then the steers will be just that. the steers. And that's about it on this one so far. Haven't got a lot done. Just got depressed with it and put it aside, which has happened many times. But just thought I'd share that with you guys. Let you see one of my projects. If you have any questions, let me know. See ya.